Good morning, students. How are you all? I welcome you for the science class. In the last video, we have learnt about what is measurement, SI units, physical quantities, and their units. And also, we learnt about measuring of length. In this video, we are going to see about measuring mass. We commonly use the term weight, which is actually the mass. Many things are measured in terms of mass in the commercial world. The SI unit of mass is kilogram, denoted by kg. In any case, the units are based on the items purchased. For example, we buy gold in gram or milligram, medicines in milligram, provisions in gram and kilogram, and express cargo in tons. Can we use same instrument for measuring all the objects? No. Different measuring devices have to be used for items of smaller and larger masses. In this section, we are going to study about some of the instruments used for measuring mass. First one is a common beam balance. Have you seen this beam balance in the markets? In the provision shop, we can see this common beam balance. A beam balance compares the sample mass with a standard reference mass. Beam balance can measure mass accurately up to 5 gram. This balance can measure mass accurately up to 5 gram. Then reference masses are 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram, 50 gram, 100 gram, 250 gram, 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg. The next instrument is physical balance. This balance is used in labs and is similar to the beam balance, but it is a lot more sensitive and can measure mass of an object correct to a milligram. The standard reference masses used in this physical balance are 10 milligram, 20 milligram, 50 milligram, 100 milligram, 200 milligram, 500 milligram, 1 gram, 2 gram, 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram, 50 gram, 100 gram and 200 gram. Next instrument is digital balance. Nowadays, for accurate measurements, digital balances are used, which measure mass accurately even up to a few milligrams, the least value being 10 milligram. This is the electrical device. It is easy to handle and commonly used in jewelry shops and labs. The next instrument is spring balance, where we can use this spring balance. Yes, to find out the weight of the child. This balance helps us to find the weight of an object. It consists of a spring and a hook. It works by Hooke's law. This Hooke's law states that the addition of weight produces a proportional increase in the length of the spring. A pointer is attached to the rod which slides over a graduated scale on the right. The spring extends according to the weight attached to the hook, and the pointer reads the weight of the object on the scale. Now we are going to see about the difference between mass and weight. Mass is the quantity of matter contained in a body. Weight is the normal force exerted by the surface on the body to balance against gravitational pull on the object. So this mass is the fundamental quantity. Already we have learned fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Fundamental quantities are mass, time, length. These are fundamental quantities. Then derived quantities are velocity, momentum, force. These are some of the derived quantities. Then the mass has magnitude alone. This is scalar quantity. But weight has magnitude and direction. It is vector quantity. Scalar quantity means the number and the unit only used to represent the magnitude alone. But in the vector quantity specified by number with the unit and also with direction. The next difference is mass is the amount of matter contained in a body, but weight is the normal force exerted by the surface on the object against gravitational pull. Mass of the object remains the same everywhere. Weight of the object varies from place to place. For example, if the mass of a man is 70 kg, then his weight on the earth is 686 Newton and on the moon is 114 Newton. But his mass is still 70 kilogram on the moon. So due to variations in gravity at different places, weight of an object varies from place to place. Mass is measured using physical balance. Weight is measured using spring balance. The unit of mass is kilogram. The unit of weight is Newton. Then at last, accuracy in measurements. Accuracy represents how close a measurement comes to a true value. When measuring physical quantities, accuracy is important. Accuracy in measurement is centered in engineering, physics, and all branches of science. It is also important in our daily life. What will happen if little more salt is added to food while cooking? So it is important to be accurate when taking measurements. Faulty instruments and human error can lead to inaccurate values. In order to get accurate values of measurement, it is always important to check the correctness of the measuring instruments. And also repeating the measurement and getting the average value can correct the errors and give us accurate value of the measured quantity. So dear children, we have learned quantities which cannot be expressed in terms of any other physical quantities are called fundamental quantities. Then examples of fundamental quantities are length, mass, time, temperature, etc. Then quantities which can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantities are called derived quantities. Derived quantities are area, volume and density. So we have learned about the SI system of units. Then how to measure the length. Measuring length. There are three measurements used to measure the length: astronomical unit, light year, parsec. So thank you children.